Welcome back, and thank you for the people that are subscribing and keep tuning in. I truly do appreciate you. And in this video, you see we're going to take a look at a polar array, and we're going to do something different with this one. We're going to add some rows into it. So normally back in the days when I first started doing AutoCAD, there was no way of doing this. You had to create one, and then we would copy this one to this one, and then we would do this one. But you're going to see in this one, we're going to create this big circle here on the outside, and we're going to create one circle here, and then the rest of this is already going to be done for us. Now, we're going to keep in mind that we have to do a little bit of math just to make sure that we get the spacing quite correctly. And just to kind of give you a preview, if we take a look at this circle, this is 40, right? So it really has a radius of 20. And we're going to take a look at this circle here, and it has a radius or a diameter of 70, so it has a radius of 35. And if we subtract those two numbers from each other, we get 15. And what you're going to find out is that that is consistent along here as well. So this is at 100, and you're going to see that this is equal to 50. And so it's going to have that exact same spacing, which is 15. That's going to be super critical to us when we go ahead and create these rows. Now, that's one of the secrets to doing these rows, is that they have to be the exact same number. That whenever you're doing these rows, they're going to offset the exact same number. All right, so we're going to do this, and it's going to be, trust me, it'll be really quick. Like I said, we're going to create two objects, and let's jump over to AutoCAD and get it done. Okay, so let's go ahead and do some of our basic housekeeping here. We're going to turn our grid off. We verify that our dynamic input is on. I turn my ortho on. And once again, these are going to be my current running O snaps. Although I'm only going to need, like I said, two objects. All right, let's go ahead and create a circle with a diameter. And I can place this circle anywhere. You could ideally place it at 0, 0, but I'm going to place it here. And its diameter should be 120. All right, now everything is gone on my screen. I'm just going to zoom the extents here by selecting this icon here, and that's going to bring my circle into view. Next, I need to go ahead and locate where my circle is that's located off to the side. So if you remember from the intro there, I had a circle that's wrapped around here, and it's a 40 diameter, which means that it's a radius of 20 from the center. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a circle that has a diameter. And what I want you to do is to go ahead and touch this circle. You'll get the center mark. Do not click on it. Highlight it. Rotate and kind of move your cursor out to the side. And you can see that we do get the green tracking symbols. I'm going to type in 20. Enter. And the next thing I'm going to do is type in the diameter, in this case, which is 10. All right, so this is going to be the only things we need to do to create the rest of this. Let's take a look at doing a polar array. I'll select the object here, enter. Now it's asking me for my base point. Remember, I have to touch the circle, and then I can come down and actually left click on the center. And now we'll have our object created, right? So we do have 6 of these, and they're at 60 degrees, so all of this stuff is fine. The next one is going to be the rows. Now, what I need to do is tell it how many rows I want. So I'm going to have 3 rows. And it already has that preset of 15 in between of them. So if you needed to change that number, you can type in whatever number it needs to be. But we calculated it that it is 15. And then lastly, we do have the associativity, rotate, and direction. The other thing here is the level. And that deals with if we're doing anything in 3D. So we're keeping everything in a 2-dimensional plane. And in this case, it doesn't matter if we have our associativity turned on or off. Go ahead and hit the close array button. And as you can see, this one is done. All right. So that's kind of a quick and simple, easy tutorial on how to do a polar array and you have rows. The most important takeaway here is that to make sure that the objects are spaced out the exact same distance coming from here. So if that is done that way, then everything works fine. All right. So thank you for watching this quick video, and hopefully you understand a little bit more about using a polar array with offsetting rows. And thank you for tuning in. And if you enjoy this content, go ahead and like and subscribe, and can't wait to do the next one, and I'll see you there. Bye-bye.